shiny. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Tulsa Little Jam and this crazy, I just had to pet this because it was just like slick and shiny. Welcome again. This is, I believe, I don't know what episode this is, but we're still glad to be here on the air. We're excited to have you guys out there in the ether and then and this wonderful, loud audience that we have tonight. Show-offs. So we actually I'm very excited because this episode is going to be a rocking good time. I had a rocking good time watching the music video for Goldie Hawn. Is that one of the songs tonight? Oh my gosh! So it's going to be, if you have not seen this yet, you guys are in for a treat. And I got to tell you, it's just like a good time to have just like good rock and roll. So with that, we're just going to get right into it. Welcome to Tulsa Little Jam, Bringer!
Everybody knows that I love the ladies, but I've been hearing something scaring me lately. You say there's a fine line between pleasure and pain, but your idea of fun and mine ain't the same. You got what I want, everything I need. I don't wanna hurt, I don't wanna bleed. Oh, whips and shine. You're so proud of your bruises and scars, but it looks to me, maybe you took it too far. I'm not saying what you do is beneath me, I just want your body, baby. Please me, you got what I want, everything I need. I don't wanna hurt, I don't wanna bleed. So keep the fire burning for me. Keep the fire burning for me. You won't lose control if you don't grow cold. So just keep the fire burning for me. Keep it burning, baby. You got what I need. I don't wanna hurt, I don't wanna bleed. Oh, whips and chains. Whips and chains.
This season of Tulsa Little Jam is presented by...
Here we go. Let's hear it one more time, guys, for Bringer! That was just some good, clean rock and roll. It wasn't really that clean. Well, it was clean. But it was like good rock and roll, and I am a big fan of that. So like I said at the top of the show, Goldie Hawn was the thing that got me all excited about you guys, so I was like really thrilled that you came out. I need to ask about what makes this happen? The ensemble.
The ensemble. Well, we played in Tulsa for a long time, and we got this problem where you go, oh yeah, I love music in Tulsa. I'm sure I've seen you. You go, yeah, our name's Bringer. Never heard of you. Oh, we play this song, that song, we played this venue. Oh, I go there all the time, but I've never seen you. And then I started wearing this gold shirt, and I could say, I wear a gold shirt. They go, oh yeah, I've seen you 3 times. It's like a marketability issue, really, is why we do it.
It's better that than like just a thong or something. I'm the guy that just wears a
That
thong.
might be more memorable.
Well, it's like Cliff Diver has their sax guy only he plays
That's right.
shirtless. So, you know, that's their thing.
There you go.
And then you had to put some gold in your shirt.
That's true. That's true. It was a dress, and I cut it off. You know, got a little bit of handiwork there. So
But do you switch it up, or is that?
I switch it up more than he does. I have a couple of different ones to pick from.
He's
but,
just
you know.
disgusting.
That's right.
If you feel this too, it's like an inch thick.
Oh, I
It's
felt
like-
it at
it's
the top of the
ridiculous.
show.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it in some of the outdoor shows, but it's crazy.
Does it? You don't have like an alternate?
No.
That's it.
You don't have a short sleeve or anything.
Oh, good lord.
People hear what they see, you know?
That's true. Indeed.
You see gold, you hear gold.
That's right.
That's true. I have no. That's it, guys. That's the show. We'll end it on that note.
This episode of Tulsa Little Jam is brought to you by
I want to meet a girl like Goldie Hawn. I want to take her to my high school senior prom. I'd buy her a beautiful corsage just for a chance to kiss her in my Dodge. Won't you be my girlfriend? I know probably not. You won't be my girlfriend. Won't you be my mom? I want to go back to 1984. I'd give her a reason to go overboard. I'd show her all of my big muscles. She'd see they're bigger than Kurt Russell's. Won't you be my girlfriend? I know probably not. You won't be my girlfriend. Won't you be my mom? Hey Goldie, I was wondering,
What?
well honey, if you're not busy,
Uh-huh.
we could go
Where?
to the dance.
What?
Oh girl, you're so pretty.
Thanks.
Won't you be my girlfriend? I know probably not. You won't be my girlfriend. Won't you be my mom?
This episode of Tulsa Little Jam is brought to you by
But so the background is interesting. You actually came up with a touring bluegrass band.
That's right.
What's the story behind that?
When I was 13, I started playing the banjo. And within that year, my family got the bright idea to do a Partridge-style family band.
Because of you picking up the banjo? That's how it started? So it's your fault.
Yes, it's my fault I played the banjo. That's right. The old joke is, what does a banjo and a hand grenade have in common? By the time you hear either one, it's too late.
Good. That's it.
Got a couple ads out there.
But anyway, so in that year we started playing
get
on a
that
stage. Yeah, we started playing on stage that year, and there hasn't been a year gone by that I haven't been on the stage. That quit when I went to college, and some other younger brothers and sisters, they went their way, and 10 years ago started playing rock music. So it's a long time to play music.
And there's a little story that in college you started dating a young lady named Jill.
That's right. And she didn't want to have anything to do with me, and told me to hit the road. And I was like, man, that doesn't sit right with me. And I look back at all the boyfriends she had, only a few, only a reasonable amount,
Thank you.
and they all played the guitar. And so I said, man, I can. And I had that banjo, doing my hillbilly act, and I said, I can do that. I know how to put on a show. And so I bought an electric guitar, and I started practicing. And then within a year, we were playing on stage. Down there at the University of Tulsa, the Hurricane Hut. Was
The
our first
Hurricane
show.
Hut, number
The
one show.
Hurricane. But he actually said, I thought I heard that you had to audition for him when you wanted to play.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was his brother played the bass before, and so they're looking for someone else. And we actually tricked Charlie a little bit, our drummer,
Yeah.
because we were practicing at his house, and so they asked me, or I was going to practice with him, and Seth said, yeah, I've got a new bassist for us, and we're going to see how he does. And just like, we were waiting for like 30 minutes, and he's like, man, your bassist is late already. Like, this is the first impression here. And then we were just like, ta-da!
Did you play bass that night?
Yeah, that night I practiced, and it worked out. I didn't even know how to play the bass at that point. He had just taught me all of their songs, and so I just muscle memory, and then eventually learned the bass as I was playing with him.
Well, that's an interesting way.
Yeah,
But you played before, though. You started learning music when you were 13 or so, right?
No, actually, I had a guitar all my life, and I kind of picked at it, but I didn't really know what I was doing. It was all kind of more the same thing. I'd watch a video. This is how you play this, muscle memory. I never actually knew how to connect any of the notes or anything until I played with them, and it all kind of filled in.
Tulsa Little Jam is brought to you by
I've been rambling for a long time now. I've been searching, I've been looking for a place to hide. And I thought that I found it when I found you, pretty mama. But I can't be satisfied. I'm not telling you that I don't love you, little girl. And I'm not saying I'm in love with someone else. I just need you to know that from time to little time that I've got to change myself. Yes, I'm going away for a little while, and I don't know how long I'll be gone. I promise to try to be true to you, girl, but I'm only flesh and bone. Yes, I'm only flesh and bone. I may return when the bloom is on the sage, and I may return in the fall. But I can't read a clock, and I don't know the day, and I may not come back at all. 'Cause I'm going away for a little while, and
Tulsa Little Jam is brought to you by...
What moved you after that? When you were convinced by that, and then what was the next step?
The next step, well,
Because Bringer has not always been Bringer.
no, that was when she started playing the bass with us about 4 or 5 years ago. That's when we became Bringer. We played under the name Loaded Dice for maybe 5 years. And we started getting some pretty good gigs. And then people after the show would say, oh, I want to follow you. I want to see your Instagram. And we'd say, all right, our name's the Loaded Dice. And it was after a show, I think where we played, we opened for...
That was the Leon Russell
Leon
show.
Russell, that's
Yeah.
right. And one of the last times he played in Oklahoma, I think we got to open for him.
Wow, that's
And
fantastic.
it was really
We were
great
like all
opportunity.
leaning on his piano the entire set. It was kind of
Yeah.
pretty wild.
So after the show, a guy says, I want to follow you. And he searches our name on Facebook and he goes, is this you? Is this you? No, no, no. And we're like the 14th down. I said, that ain't going to work. It needs to be where if I say it one time from the stage, people can look us up. And it's the Loaded Dice. It was just a throw together game. Throw together name because my dad used to load dice for oil field workers. And had always had a 5-gallon bucket of dice in the garage, and that was where
And
we
you
practiced.
playing banjo in the background.
That's right. Yeah. And so we got real. We thought about it, and I think that my favorite album of all
Sorry,
time.
I can't stop looking at you like some little kid creepy in the background playing the
Oh yeah,
It's like
it's
this image that's not going to leave my head.
it's worse than you think, really.
Please do tell.
And so but we'll leave that. Let the past be in
No,
the past.
no, I wanna hear it.
Joe Piggin. Well, so we got the reason that we picked the name Bringer is I think that a perfect album is like the solar system. That each
This is going somewhere.
Okay.
Profound.
Each planet represents a totally different being, but they're held together by the gravity of the sun. The one band playing these different songs. I don't want to hear the same song again and again, and I don't want them to be so different that you can't relate to the next song. You can't tie it together. So they're unique in their own way, but they're all combined. And there is an album by Gustav Holst, written in like 1918, called The Planets, which is about the astronomical effect of the planets. And there are songs like Mercury, the winged messenger, Venus, the bringer of peace, Mars, the bringer of war, bringer of old age, bringer, bringer, bringer. They're all bringer names. And I was just gassing on and on like I am now. Yeah. And they said, why don't we just call it Bringer? It's a one-word like striker, action word. And it had good marketability. I mean, half of a band name is your SEOs nowadays.
Yeah.
And so that's why we chose it.
Yeah, and that's why our first album's called The Winged Messenger, because that's Mercury, and so ideally the next one would be of war, I think.
Bringer of
Mars,
peace.
Oh, of peace. So Venus is
She just goes to
bringer
war.
of peace. Yeah, straight to war.
She
We
lives
can
with
skip.
you.
We can skip that peace part.
See, but I was right though. I knew that story was going to go somewhere. I actually didn't expect it to be like that. I think that's a fascinating reason behind that.
This episode of Tulsa Little Jam is brought to you by...
It's been 5 years and I can put you down. You got my head, you got my heart, you got my feet turning round, round. Girl, moonshine. You got my mind, 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 you got my mind, you got my mind, moonshine. You got my mind, you got it all, moonshine. Ooh, you lay on your tree moonshine. You hold me fast, you'll be mine.
This episode of Tulsa Little Jam is brought to you by.
But there's like I don't know what the deal is, but I've heard about like some kind of like rift between you and another band. But you and the Fabulous Minx, right? So what's the history behind that, and why does this little thing exist?
You gotta brace yourself.
Well,
You're not gonna bust out of your gold shirt.
well, look, no, now. So we used to play for the Fabulous Minx. We helped them out in a time of need. And they rode us to death like an old slave donkey. I'm telling you, it was terrible. They made us carry all the gear. They treated us like dirt, and we were holding that band together. And we had to up and quit them, and ever since then, they've been gunning for us. And we'll be out at a show, and they won't even be playing at that show, and they'll show up and start knocking people's drinks out of their hand and hassling women. Yeah, I've seen it. They're rough customers, and I'm sick and tired of their attitude. They need to get real. And I mean, what's the craziest part is that at one time, we were on the same side. And that just breaks my heart that it had to end this way. And I mean, would I bury the hatchet? I mean, I don't know.
I've had enough! 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 Enough of the hooting and hollering, the showboating and messing around. Are you serious? Would you bury the hatchet right now? You know you hurt me
Right
deep.
now.
You hurt me deep. When you quit the Fabulous Minx, you left us destitute, but now we got pretty cheeks. Kevin over there, Killer Kevin.
Got another pretty
And we put things behind us. And if you think that we could join forces even for a minute, you and Jill, everybody calls her Baby Cakes Punk. If you think that we could join forces for even a moment, I'm willing to bury the hatchet right here and now. Do it, Seth Park!
I feel like I need a ring.
Now let's get on with your hooting and hollering and hemming and hawing. It's good to have you on our side.
We done the right thing.
Rock and roll forever, brother. Rock and roll. We'll leave you be.
I love you guys.
Are you guys
Are
gonna
you
be
okay?
I think that was beautiful.
I'm glad that happened.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's on video, immortalized forever. 'cause that
Forever.
was-
We will share it. We will let the world know that the feud has ended.
It's a milestone in my life, I tell you.
I'm so pleased to have been a part of it. I'm not quite sure what was happening, but I'm pleased to have been a part of it.
It's a bigger deal you can even understand, Juan. Thank you for having us
These
here
things,
to have that.
It was my honor because the Fabulous Minx, they're going to be on our next episode, and they knew you were going to be here. I did not know at all that was going to happen. Completely unplanned. So it was I'm very proud to have to witness that. So.
This episode of Tulsa Little Jam is brought to you by.
Whispered tale of the giant races of women descended from the demigods, breaking through your fortress, crushing your encampment. Thanks, everybody.
The life of a city should be rich in poetry, a conscious work of art, holding within its frame the stories of the people who make it. A city should have the capability of providing something for everybody, only because and only when it is created by everybody. Fighters for what is right, strivers to fix what's wrong, inspiring us to overcome, and being true to who they are, dreamers of what can be, and shapers of what's to come. What is a city but the people? True, the people are the city. We are diverse. We are all. We are one. We are Tulsa.
What's next for Bringer? It seems like the doors are like wide open now.
True.
Well, when people work together, who knows what the possibilities are? They're endless.
It's so true.
But I'd say right now, we're mostly just a hobbyist band. We're not really taking it, being too serious as far as now our feuds. Now Tulsa music, now we take that serious. But as far as making it, no, we're not those guys who hang it all out where we can't have fun, you know? It's about having fun first for us. And we just like playing around in Tulsa, and we'll get up, play gigs outside the city sometimes, Wichita, Fayetteville, Dallas. But, you know, we're not hunting agent. We're not dying to make it, you know, that kind of
And
thing.
we love it. We love the videos. I think is a huge part of what we do too, and part of what's like the most fun for us. And we do that always with Bobby Ross of Stoke Shed. And so he's talked to us a few times about getting another video up and running. And so we just need to get the ideas together and make it happen. But that's like one of the big things that we like doing too.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, you can't not know that you're good.
Well, we're
Like good enough to like be doing more.
we're in a group where everybody does what we're doing. I feel like one of a million, and we're all the same. I've got a weird point of view about this. That's like, I'm telling you, it's not. I don't think it's really like other musicians, and I think it comes from me playing music for almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like I like it, but I like having fun. I don't want that. Some guys, I see it in their eye. They're putting it all out there on stage, and their life is on the line. They have to make it. What am I going to do if I don't get to make it? And I don't want it to be like that for me. It's like they play like they got a gun to their head, and I want to play like I'm the one with the gun. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's how I feel about it.
Well, I mean, I think that's, and by the way, that is an important, to get serious here, this is an important lesson, because for me, I always preach how the arts are important for anything you choose to do, whether it is you choose to make it a hobby or whatnot, but it is infused and helps drive everything you do, whatever career you take. Mm-hmm. So do you feel that that's what's happened as being a musician, that it's helped the rest of your life?
Well, Jill's a graphic designer.
Yeah, so it's definitely, I feel like everything that I do kind of has that plugged in at least a little bit, even if it's a really boring project or something really bland, you know. You got to be able to have a little spark of creativity, or at least a little excitement behind it, you know. Because maybe I'm not so excited for a certain project that I'm doing, but I know there's a show later that day, you know, so there's at least a little bit of excitement behind, you know, why I'm getting these things done, you know, why you're carrying on like that, so it's good.
And I work in the oil field, so, I mean, playing music doesn't add a whole lot to turning of a wrench. But I find that in my relationships and my friendships especially, like kind of having an entertainer mindset, it makes it a lot of fun. I love to entertain. I love to you know, go to parties, to be with people, to play games. There's something I enjoy about it, and it's the same feeling when I'm on stage playing music, performing for somebody. But it's not, it's just like being on stage. I want it to feel like I'm playing games with my good friends at home. Like I love it. I'm happy to be there all the time.
Well, I'm happy to have had you guys here, because that was indeed very, very entertaining. And I honestly think that you should be you can do more if you so choose to do
Thank you.
so.
Well, let me just say, if we get a shot, well, we'd take it.
Okay, all right, good. So everyone out there listening, ignore everything he said. He is looking for the next big thing. So please pay attention. But in the meantime, we're honored to have had you guys. For real, honored to have you because
Thank
this
you,
is
Juan.
really great music. So give it up one more time, guys, for Bringer.
Thank you.
That was so fun.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you.
Thank you.